like I said earlier. Excuse me. Excuse me. Like I said earlier, whenever a strong move is about to happen in the market, there will always be manipulation. So first of all, the bot will first check if price took out recent highs or lows. This is a liquidity grab. Now, the bot is going to scan to know if there is manipulation occurring. Now, big players often push price beyond these levels to trigger stop losses before reversing. So it's a system that they normally use to determine if a move is going to be strong. If they are going to send the price in a certain direction, they are going to manipulate that price first. In that market, there's going to be manipulation first before the price begins to move. That's why we talked about the accumulation, the manipulation, and the distribution phase. So, but the bot is going to check if there was manipulation that happened previously. It will check for that. If it finds that there was manipulation, it will place a check mark on that criteria. And a sweep shows that weak hands were cleared and a new direction may begin. So think of it like a reset, clearing the path for real moves before the real move starts. Now, that's why the bot sends you manipulation warnings from time to time. So imagine this now. A trader comes into the market and he is not aware that manipulation or all those kind of things happen. And he places a trade. And he doesn't know that at that point in time, the banks are manipulating. And then all of a sudden, he begins to see a red balance. And before you know, his stop loss is being hit. So, he's not going to blame the exchange or the broker he's using that, oh no, I placed a trade and he hit my stop loss. No. He did not calculate before he entered that trade. He's supposed to have calculated. But because he did not do his calculation, he lost money on that trade. And like I've said several times, the market doesn't care whether you're a buyer or a seller. The market only cares about who is following me in my direction. That's just what the market cares about, basically. So this bot is going to tell you when manipulation is occurring so that you can take caution and wait for when that move is going to happen. So the next one is volume confirmation. The bot measures the current candle's volume against the average of the last 20 candles. So what this means is, as at the time the signal comes out, the bot has already measured the volume. That's the amount of orders coming in, whether it is buying pressure or selling pressure. It has measured it already. So if it meets a certain criteria or for volume, it's going to check mark it and say this criteria has been met before it will send that signal. So this is the second criteria that it's the bot must confirm first. If the volume is greater or equal to than the average, it confirms strong participation. Like I said before, strong people buying, selling, buying pressure, selling pressure. The bot will calculate that for us. These are things that we cannot see on the chart. All we can see is just lines, candlesticks, and price, and but we can't see volume, we can't see momentum. We can't see it, but the bot can analyze it and give us a go ahead. So basically, no real move happens. Okay, high volume means buyers or sellers are stepping in with force. Like I've said, they are coming in strongly to either take the price up or take the price down. So no real move happens without strong volume. Momentum shift. It checks for a momentum reversal using a custom momentum threshold. So the threshold we have given it is 0.5%. So when the candlestick actually moves 0.5% in any direction, that is a strong indication that buyers or sellers are coming in at that point in time. So the bot is going to check for this, and if it meets that criteria, it's going to put a check mark on it and say this criteria has been met. So this ensures that price is not just pausing, it is accelerating in the opposite direction. Exactly what I just said. Momentum confirms that the change in direction is not fake or temporary. There are sometimes you might have fake or temporary change in direction, but by using this criteria, it's going to confirm that, okay, yes, the price is actually moving in this direction. So the bot will check mark it as that criteria has been, the criteria has been passed. Okay. And now, market structure break. The bot analyzes the last 14 candles to find a structural high or low. Now, a break of structure confirms that price has officially changed its trend direction. Price has officially changed its trend direction. Now, what that means is if price was initially coming down, the bot is going to scan 14 candles behind the current price, the current candle. And if the current candle has a broken structure to the upside, out of the 14 candles that's calculated, that is another criteria that it is going to check mark and say, okay, there is a break of structure now. The price has changed direction and it is now going up. So the bot is going to mark that criteria. So a break of structure confirms that price has officially changed its trend direction. Now, this is the final confirmation that separates noise from a true reversal. As you can see there, we have noise and then we have a true reversal, but this is the final one that's going to tell the bot that, okay, this price has now changed direction. Now, structure equals confirmation intent. That's straightforward. Now, smart money confirmation. The system cross-checks all these signals through the lens of smart money concept, which is SMC. So the bot is going to ask itself this question: was liquidity taken, which is manipulation? Did manipulation occur? Number 2, did volume increase, which means did the buying or selling pressure increase at that point in time? It will ask that question and give it a check mark. As you can see, check mark. Now, was there a momentum shift, which means did price move so fast in a certain direction? Did it happen? Yes or no? It will check mark that one. Then did structure break? So which means we have 4 criteria: manipulation, volume, which is buying or selling pressure, momentum, the price speed, how price moved in a direction, and then the structure break. So these are the 4 criteria that it is going to have to give a check mark before it can send you a strong confirmed change in direction. So I believe we have all gotten that. So if all conditions align, the bot issues a strong confirmed change in direction, like I've just said. So what this means for you, when you get this alert, the market has reversed with strength. It is safe to look for trades in the new direction. Now, combine it with daily direction to filter for higher probability setups. Okay. So I think that is all about the third topic for today, which is the primary signal. So let's go to the fourth one, which is the trading sessions. That's the different trading sessions we have. Different trading sessions we have in trading. Let me see if I can bring that out. Okay. So understanding trading sessions and bot signals. Okay. So the crypto market runs 24/7, but each session behaves differently. Knowing when a signal forms helps you judge its strengths. Exactly. So we're going to be looking at the different sessions we have in trading, which is on a global scale now. There are different sessions that we have in trading, and we're going to talk about them in this topic now. So the first one is called the Asian session. Now, the Asian session, this usually occurs, but first of all, the Asian session, this is when trading happens in Asian countries. All the Asian countries, we have Japan, India, China, North Korea, South Korea, all those Asian countries all combined. They all they all have their trading session during the Asian session. And in Nigeria, it usually occurs from 12 o'clock to 9 a.m. in the morning. So 12 a.m. to 9 a.m. in the morning, that's when we experience the Asian session. And as you can see, there is low volatility, quiet accumulation. So the bot signals equals early setups or weak momentum. So this session is best for planning and not for trading. Yeah, but you can trade though, but it's best for planning. You want to take a look at the market. You want to get the daily direction. It usually happens during the Asian session. So you get, so it's usually best for planning. Okay, what are prices going to be doing today? Are they going to be rising or are they going to be falling? So you are going to determine that on the Asian session. So we go to the next one very fast so we can round up. The next one is the London session. Now the London session, I'm sure London session speaks for itself. It happens for countries in Europe. We have the UK, we have Italy, we have Spain, we have Sweden, you know, all those European countries, they all fall under the London session. So European countries usually have their trading session during the London session, and that will now occur from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. But this is universal. I think this is the UTC time. This UTC time is usually 1 hour behind Nigerian time. So, but if I'm going to use Nigerian time, I will say 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the afternoon. That is London session. So now volume and volatility rise sharply. Now this is the time where people now begin to place their trades. The volume begins to increase during the London session. As you can see, smart money sets direction. Both signals here are strong and often start new trends, as you can see. So if a bot signal or a strong confirmed change in direction happens during the London section, then the chances are that that trade is going to be a very good one and the price is going to move in the direction that the bot has told us. So let's quickly go so we can round up. This is the New York session now. Now, the New York session handles all trading activity for the American countries, that is both North America and South America. Canada, US, Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, you know, American countries, both North and South America. So they have their trading session during the New York session. And the time is from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. in the night. And now, this is the most volatile session of all the trading sessions. Now, this is the session where the most manipulation occurs in the whole world. This is the session where the most manipulation occurs. So, if I would say, I would say this is the most dangerous session in the whole trading session because at any time they can manipulate prices. So let's look at it further. Now, in the early signals, in the early session of this New York session, that is from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. These are the times when the banks are going to be manipulating. The big players are going to be manipulating prices. So you want to stay clear of this time. But I would say from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., please try not to enter trades at this time because you might likely be entering when they are manipulating prices and it's not going to be good for your account balance. So please try and stay off trading from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Please take note of that. Now, best trades come mid to late sessions when manipulation clears, as you can see. So we said New York session holds from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. But the early phase of this session, which is from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., please avoid that time frame. Avoid that, avoid that time zone for now, because we have said that manipulation usually happens at this point in time. So, but you can start entering your trades. You can start entering your trades from 6-7 o'clock in the evening. You can start entering your trades. That if a bot signal actually comes from 6, 7, 8 o'clock, it is okay for you to enter your trade then, because the manipulation should have reduced and they should have made a decision on where price is going to go to next. So that's just basically what it's saying here. So at your later time, you can just take a look at the manuals, read through them, and have a better understanding. Now, the last one but not the least will be the Sydney post-New York session, which happens around 10 p.m. till the beginning of Asian session. So Sydney happens around the ending of New York session and the beginning of the Asian session. And as you can see here, very low activity. Use this time to review or plan, not enter new trades, as you can see. So a quick tip here is always check when your bot signal appears. Timing can make or break a trade, as like I said. So if the signal appears during the London session, that's the very high chance that your trade is going to work out. So please, you have to pay attention to the timing. If your trade happens during the early sessions, or rather, if the signal comes during the early session, the early session of the New York session, please be very careful, because we have said that manipulation usually happens around that time. So please be very, very, very careful at that time. There's a very high chance that the manipulation can ruin that trade and the trade might not work out. So please be very careful. And if the bot signal happens during the late session of the New York session, which is from 7 to 10 p.m., there's a very high chance that that trade is going to work out. So please, you have to be very careful with the timing, because this our bot is not a price action bot. It is more like a time zone bot. It gives us the best time to enter the market and place our trade. So I believe we've come to the end of 4 topics. We looked at 4 topics today in this training session today. We looked at the spot and futures trading. We looked at the using bot signals trading. We looked at the using the bot signals. We looked at the primary signal, which is the strong confirmed change in direction. That is the signal that every trader is looking out for using this bot. And then the last one, we looked at the trading session. That's the time that you want to be trading and the time that you want to be staying out. Those sessions, we talked about the London, or rather we talked about the Asia session, which happens from 12 a.m. in the morning to 9 a.m. in the morning. That's the Asian session. And then the New York session happens, the London session happens at 8 a.m. in the morning to 5 p.m. in the afternoon. That's for the London session. And for the New York session, it happens around 1 p.m. in the morning, in the afternoon, sorry. New York session, 1 p.m. in the afternoon till 10 p.m. in the night. That is for the New York session. And then the last one is Sydney, which is from the ending of the New York session to the beginning of the Asian session. That is what is called Sydney session. Okay. So let's see if we can look at a signal I recently posted. This signal came out yesterday from the bot. Let's see if we can look at it, analyze it, and then trace it to the chart. Let's see if we can do that real quick. Sorry, let me just get my internet working. Okay, so I think we've gotten our internet connection back. So this is the signal I screenshotted from the bot. As you can see, confirm change in direction strong on BCH USDT. So this is the pair we're going to be looking at today on the chart. BCH USDT. And as you can see, the time frame is 30 minutes. So, and it says now bearish, and bearish means the price is going to fall. So this is a screenshot I took of it. It happened yesterday. Look at it. Okay, sorry, let's look at the time stamp. Look at it. It says 6:03 p.m. So if you look at it, if you go to the chart, you are going to see 6, that's 5. Can you see? 5. Friday the 17th. And that is Friday the 17th, and that's 5 o'clock. That was when the bots sent that signal. on BCH. Can you see? So now let's go to the chart so we can look at it on the chart. Hold on. This is Bitcoin. Change to 30 minutes. Let's look for BCH. Change this to crypto. Yeah, this is the one we are looking for. So we want to trace 5 o'clock. Okay, sorry. I think it's from here. 4:30, 5 o'clock. As you can see. Can you see that? That's 5 o'clock. Let me just highlight it for you. So 5 o'clock here. That's it. That's 5 o'clock. So that was the time it came out. Since the trading view is 1 hour behind us and the signal came at 6 o'clock. So as you can see, 5 o'clock, it said a strong confirmed change, and look what happened. Look at the price. The price fell off up to this point. So this is what we are going to be doing from henceforth. Every training session we come around, we're going to analyze a signal, trace it to the chart like this. So if the signal came in at 5 o'clock, we can either wait for the next candle to form, and as you can see, the candle that forms next, let me zoom in. This is 5 o'clock, and if you look at the next signal, which is 5:30, the candle shows another red signal, which means it's forming very, very, very quickly. Look at it. And the candles after it, look at it, red, 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 red. So this is what the bot is going to be sending to us to let us know if we are to enter or if we are to exit. Now let's look at the candle that shows a wick, a long wick, because I mentioned that in this video. Look at this. Look at that candle right there. You can see it has a very long wick. It's a green candle actually, but it has a very long wick. Now that long wick simply means that the price got up to this level. Sorry. Okay, so what it simply means is that the price came up to this level and the sellers pushed it down back to this level. That's just what it simply means. So the price got up to that level, but they pushed it down, showing a very strong price rejection. This is a key example of manipulation. If you look at it, the price went up, but they brought it down immediately. That indicates manipulation. So the bot has already cited that and taken note of that as a criteria. That was why it sent us that strong confirmed change in direction. Okay, so I would like to appreciate every one of us who was part of this meeting today. Thank you so much for coming, and we're just using this medium to create a summary on what happened in the meeting today. So thank you so much for coming. Try and watch this video as much as possible to gain better understanding. Thank you so much, and we will see you same time next week, 9 a.m. as usual, 9 a.m. on Saturdays. Thank you so much.